In this video, I'm going to show you how to create engaging videos for social media, which is a form of content marketing. This is low to no cost, and if you can find your niche, you can do really well. You can use this strategy to generate business, get leads, or build a following. Just be aware that it takes time and patience. In this idea, I'm going to use a few different pieces of software: Teleprompter app, DaVinci Resolve, an AI platform called Immersity AI, Submagic, and ChatGPT. Now, when I started this video, Immersity AI crashed and wouldn't work, so I had to find a way around this to make my images more motion-like. So you can skip Immersity AI if you like. Teleprompter app can be downloaded from the App Store, and I'm actually using it right now because I can't remember scripts for shit, and when we want to generate one from ChatGPT, we need something to help us record it while showing the script. This idea can be built upon, so get creative with whatever ideas you have. Let's dive in. All right, so the first thing we want to do is get a script. So I know that this video, I want it to be around Carl Jung's The Shadow and in relation to projection. So I've just come into ChatGPT and I've said, can you write me a 1 minute long video script for Carl Jung's The Shadow in relation to projection? So within, I don't know what, 20 seconds, it spat this out. I'm not gonna use that stuff. It's okay, but I don't really want to use that. I just want to use this stuff. So what I did, I then took that into my notepad and I just put that into just into the one script. So then what I did, I used a teleprompter app, and I just, to get this to my phone, which is where I record it, Samsung S22 Ultra, I'll just send it to myself. I'll copy and paste it into my phone. I've shown you the app. It's called Teleprompter. It's really good. I use it with a tripod. Record it in, just do it in one take. And then what I do to get it onto my laptop is I'll upload it over here. So this is it here. And I've only just uploaded that, so it doesn't even have a name yet. So there it goes. So now it's downloading. I'm going to introduce you to Carl Jung's concept of the shadow. So that's what it looks like raw. Now, I take it into DaVinci Resolve. As I said, it's a free editing program. This is the last video that I did. I'll give you a quick look at it. These are the 21 primary trauma response patterns people learn: narcissism, Machiavellianism, psychopathy, gaslight. So that's what the edit looks like. And then after that, what I'll do is I'll take it and upload it to Submagic so I can get those cool subtitles that really make it pop. So then that's gonna look like this. These are the 21 primary trauma response patterns people learn: narcissism, Machiavellianism, psychopathy, gaslighting, codependency. All right, so that's what the final video looks like, and then you can throw that on TikTok, Instagram, or wherever you're trying to generate an audience from, right? So we're gonna go into DaVinci Resolve, start a new project. Call it The Shadow. So we'll give it the frame rate. Okay, so we wanna go into edit down here. Just drag it into the editing field, make sure it's on editing down here. Going to change the project frame rate. Yeah, cool, let's do that. But you'll notice that this is now at landscape, but we want it as portrait. So you want to come over here. We want to go into project settings. Now it's always going to be, so this is 1920 by 1080. We need those the other way. 1080 wide by 1920 high. Now I know that that is the right dimensions. I'm going to introduce, there we go. So the next thing I want to do is I want to make this pop because this video is going to be fucking boring if I just leave it like that. I'm going to introduce you to Carl Jung's concept of the shadow. No one wants to just look at me talking. I get it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get an image of Carl Jung. Let's try this one. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go over to Immersity. Now let's just have a look and make sure that that's a decent picture. Yeah, it's grainy, but this is an old man, so of course the cameras weren't very good in his time. So let's upload it. So what Immersity does is this is going to give you some motion to a photo. So if I was just to drop that photo into my editing, it's going to be boring. It's probably not going to keep much engagement. It's not very visually appealing, but that looks much better. Now I have a paid account here with Immersity. It's like, you get credits, and let's have a look, $7.99 for 1,000 credits, and it's like 50 credits to do one image. So I think it's worth it. So I always just use this perspective one. I'll come down to amount of motion, and I just turn that up because I think it looks cool. Then I want to go export, and we want to go MP4 motion. 30, no watermarking, commercial. Let's have a look, see how this one looks. So this will come down as an MP4 now. I don't care about the frame rate as much. I know we're using about 30 in my edit. Now while that's exporting, I'm gonna come back to my script over here. Actually, I'm gonna come back to my script over here. Now I just wanna get images that relate to this. So the shadow. So over with Pixabay, I'm just gonna type in the shadow. It'll usually correct it when you hit search. Now I want this to be somewhat dark and brooding, so I might even try the word evil shadow and see what comes up. Now these ones are all sponsored from iStock. Don't click them, we have to pay for them. These are the ones we want to look at. Now what you can do, you could look at videos. That's actually pretty good. I like that. Because that's already got the motion effect, and this is free. It's also in the orientation we want, 1080 by 1920. So let's download it. All right. You know what? I'm just going to pop this right there, and let's have a look how this looks.
I'm going to introduce you to Carl Jung's concept of the shadow and its role in projection. Carl Jung was a pioneering and its role in projection.
All right, so now when I start talking about Carl Jung, I want to bring in the image of Carl Jung. Now I put that over here. So that's done over here. Let's download this and see how it looks. Yeah, that's pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag that in over here.
Carl Jung was a pioneering psychologist, and he introduced the idea of the shadow.
So I'm only going to stick to maybe like, let's say...
Carl Jung was a pioneering psychologist, and he introduced the idea of the shadow. This represents...
So I'm going to use it about between 4 and 5 seconds. I think that anything more than that, I'm going to lose interest with people. So let's go, that's 4 seconds right there. So I want to have this to be quite brooding so I can maintain interest from people.
I'm going to introduce you to Carl Jung's concept of the shadow and its role in projection. Carl Jung was a pioneering psychologist, and he introduced the idea of the shadow. This represents the unconscious parts of our personality that...
All right, so I'm going to go back over here, and we're going to have a look for evil shadow, but I'm going to have a look at some vectors. Nah, illustrations I think are probably better. Now I feel like I'm just drawn to this one because it's really fucking creepy. So let's pull that one down. So it's a bit repetitive. Anytime you want to add the motion, you want to go to Immersity. Now we're going to go back to editing. And I'm going to go upload another one. So we're going to go upload a new file. And we'll just take this monster. Fuck, that's creepy. All right, so that's upsetting. It doesn't seem to be able to process that photo. Perhaps it's a little dark. So we'll go back. Let's see if there's anything else that's nice and creepy. Yeah, I like this. Let's pull that one down. Let's see if this will work. All right, it's really annoying. Something's going on with the platform. Let's find a way to work around that. One of the difficult parts, you need to make it so that it's engaging and not confusing. I do like this. Let's try that.
This represents the unconscious parts of our personality.
So, because I'm putting in a landscape video into a portrait-sized edit, we're gonna have to mess around with where the focal point is sitting. So over here, you can click on that, right? Now, if you hold Shift and just drag this over,
represents the unconscious parts of our...
It'll keep it level. So let's say we go...
Represents the unconscious shadow. This represents the unconscious parts of our personality that we deem undesirable and often repress.
All right, so I'm gonna leave that there. Now, if you push Command B on Mac, it'll slice everything at the playhead. That's what this red line is. Or if you just press B, which is what I meant to do, then you can select that part. You can cut it and then you can select the cursor again so you can remove it.
This represents the unconscious parts of our personality that we deem undesirable and often repress.
All right, so let's listen to the next part.
These hidden aspects don't disappear. Instead, they lurk in our subconscious.
All right, so the key word that I'm picking up there is lurking. So I'm just gonna go lurking. Creepy. Yeah, I like that. That's fucking real creepy. So I'm gonna make sure that it is always at least the height of what I'm working on. Yeah, so it's 1080 by 1920, so it's the reverse of that. Okay, that's cool. So drag that one in.
Desirable and often repress. These hidden aspects don't disappear. Instead, they lurk in our subconscious, influencing our thoughts and behaviors without us even realizing it.
All right, that might be a little bit.
Behaviors without us.
So I'm gonna cut that there.
Without us even realizing it.
Without us even realizing it, so I'm gonna type in the word surprise. Actually, I think shock is a little bit more scary. Scared. Try secret. I think that's in Peru. I think I've actually been there. Fucking wow. All right, I'm gonna use this. All right.
Projection occurs when we, without us even realizing it. Projection occurs when we attribute these repressed traits to others. Imagine to others.
All right, so we're gonna cut that. All right, so we wanna have anger. I think that'll do.
Example. Imagine feel.
So once again, make sure this is clear to drag it over. Or you can go to position X and just drag that. So either way will work.
Imagine feeling irrational anger towards a colleague, for example.
Maybe spy. I like that. Let's use that. A bit matrixy. Okay, so I'm not gonna make that any smaller. That has to stay the same size.
By recognizing this mechanism, we can actually start to reclaim these projected parts of ourselves, leading to greater awareness and emotional balance. Greater awareness.
Cut that there. So I'm just using keywords here. So awareness was 1. Once again, make sure it's at least 1080 high. So go that one. So realistically, I think the hardest part is just finding decent bits of content. Now there are AI systems you can use to do this, but I just don't think that they're very good yet. So I just do this myself. And I honestly think it takes about the same amount of time as if I was to use AI, because then I'd have to find images, put them in, change the editing and stuff like that.
Leading to.
So I'm talking about the shadow again in this end part. So I'm gonna see if I can find anything about the shadow. So I kind of want to make it a little bit happier towards the end of the video. For anyone that makes it to the end of the video, I'm just going to throw this on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook and just repurpose the content. So if I download this, let's give Immersity another go, see if it hasn't fucked me again. It's the only time, I mean, I've only been using it for a week, but it's the only time that it's not worked, which is when I'm doing a video on it. All right, so I haven't been able to use the software, the AI stuff, to give me any motion stuff here. So what I do, and this is a little bit more advanced, is you have these keyframes here, and this is going to allow me to do some zooming on the image. So what I'm going to do is at the start of this one, make sure you click on that image, I'm going to click that, which puts a keyframe there. Then I'm going to go to the end of it, 1 frame from the end, and I'm going to put a zoom right there, right? Now I'm going to go back to the start, I'm going to put another keyframe here, and I'm going to drag this I'm gonna start it there, then I'm gonna go to the end. I'm gonna drag it back over here. So what that's gonna do when I play it is it's gonna be giving me zoom and motion at the same time.
Acknowledging and accepting these hidden aspects, transforming them into strengths rather than...
And then it looks just a little bit better. It maintains the attention a little more. So how long is that going for? Let's get back to 4 seconds. Yeah, that's good enough. Now what am I talking about?
Strengths rather than sources of conflict.
I'm gonna go back here and type in strength, if I can fucking spell it. Now, there is another site called Pexels, which is similar. I haven't found as much good stuff on Pexels, but let's have a look. Oh, that's pretty good. Yep, I'm gonna use that one. That's brilliant. All right, so I was wrong. Pexels is pretty good. It's also in the right orientation as well, so that's fucking useful. This video probably would have been half as long if I'd have just started there. So there's a learning experience for me. Yeehaw.
Shadow and projection, we embark on a journey towards wholeness, embracing every part of who we are.
So that's pretty good.
Shadow and projection, we embark on a journey towards wholeness, embracing every part of who we are.
All right, so I kind of want my head in there a little bit because I'm trying to brand myself across a bit of social.
Towards wholeness, embracing every part of who we are.
All right, so that's enough. So I'm gonna cut that there. If you click on this, and then you wanna get that symbol and just add a cross dissolve at the end. It'll fade out, so it looks kind of cool at the end there. I'm gonna leave a link in the description to the hotkeys for DaVinci Resolve because I think it's important to learn them. If it's a little bit difficult for you, just don't worry. Just edit this and just place things in sequence. That's fine. All right, I think that's pretty good. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna hit deliver. Now I've got to send this somewhere. So what did I call this one? Carl, I call it the shadow. So I'm gonna call this one the shadow. And I want it to be in format MP4 and the codec H.264. So I'm gonna go browse where I'm gonna send it to, anywhere on your hard drive. So it exports from DaVinci, and then I'm gonna hit save, add to render queue, render all. All right, so I've exported the video.
Issue to Carl Jung's...
All right, so now what we want to do is I want to get those funky subtitles. So I showed you before, we've got Submagic. So you just go into Submagic, let's go new video, and just drag that bitch over. That's uploaded now, and then you end up in this screen here. So I like, these Hormozy subtitles are pretty good.
I'm going to introduce you to Carl Jung's concept of the shadow and its role in projection.
So what you do is you'll get your style. You can pick any of these styles here. I have been using this one, which is a bit fatter. Well, this Devon one's pretty good. So if it's got, you can get emojis that go with them, and they'll just be added in there based on what the captions are. So this has AI, which will pick up what the words are you're saying. So you always got to go through this and just make sure it hasn't fucked anything up.
Rates to others. Imagine feeling irrational anger towards a...
All right, now that's irrational anger. That's fucking wrong. So, irrational. I'm pretty happy with that. So that can go for YouTube Shorts, that can go for TikTok, that can go for Instagram, that can go for Reels, that can go for Stories. This is one piece of content we can repurpose everywhere, which I really like. So then you're just going to go over here and hit export. And usually I find something I've fucked up once I've exported and then go to watch it again. But let's just export it. So what that's going to do is it's going to export it, then you can download it. My recommendation is log in from your phone because that's where you're going to be uploading stuff from. So I'm just going to download that onto my phone, then I'm going to upload that onto the various social platforms, and then I'm going to post it and see what sort of engagement it gets. So that's the end of this one. Like and subscribe if you found it useful. FYI, most of my coaching revolves around mindset and limiting beliefs before doing anything business related. So if you're struggling with anything like fear of failure, fear of being seen, fear of being judged, then these are trauma responses from your past, and this is something that I focus on removing using neurotransformation therapy, which is based on neuroscience, neurolinguistic programming, and psychological elements. Get in touch to learn more. Peace.